Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Bankroll Builder series with me, Cody Arnold. On last episode, we weren't able to play cash games, so we registered in a tournament on Ignition. It was a 4K guarantee. We took fourth place and added $380 to the bankroll. It was a $10 buy-in. So the bankroll was up to $654, I think. So obviously now we're into season 2, right? Because we can play the $10 buy-ins. We have more than 30 buy-ins for it. So we put in a session yesterday at 5 cent, 10 cent with a $10 buy-in. And anyone who is new to the channel, I know I do this every time. What we're doing here is we did a minimum deposit on Ignition Casino of $20, and we played at 2 cent, 5 cent with a $5 buy-in until we get up to like $295. Then we ended up playing in that tournament. We won. But the idea of the series is that we're playing at each level until we have 30 buy-ins for the next level. So now we are into season 2, the $10 buy-ins, 5 cent, 10 cent. We're going to stay here until we get to $750, which would be 30 buy-ins for the 10 cent, 25 cent with a $25 buy-in, which we're fairly close to after last night's session. Like I said, we played a cash game last night, and the bankroll was already up to $654 after that tournament. We had a really good session last night at the 5 cent, 10 cent, $10 buy-in, and we added, I think, $80 to the bankroll. So those are the hands that we're going to talk about on this episode. I'm going to go through, I have them recorded, and we'll play those, and I'll do a little bit of analysis from those hands with you guys right now. And bankroll's pretty close now to $750. So season 2 is going to be awfully short. I think it'll just be maybe 2 or 3 episodes, this being the first one, because we're going to be into season 3 pretty quickly, I think. So we'll go into hand analysis now. All right. Okay, guys, first relevant hand. We had opened up this pot, and we flopped top pair, so we put in a continuation bet when it gets checked to us. Player 3 shoves, we call. He had pocket 3s. Clean run out, we take it down. Next relevant hand, we have ace-king in the small blind, under the gun +1, made a 5x raise. It folded around to us, and we come back with 175. He makes the call, and we flop 2 overs with the nut flush draw, so we're going to be continuing on this board. We put in a $1 small bet to get him to come back at us so we could micro bet raise him. But he just flats, so that kind of exposes his hand strength. I don't put him on a queen now. So we're going to go ahead and put in some large bluffs here. We put a $4 bluff bet in there, obviously with lots of equity. I don't see him having a queen, and we can rep it. He had pocket jacks, and he made the call, and he won. So here we have ace-king after we reloaded. So now we're in for about, I think, like $19 or $20. We make it 4x, get a call, 3, puts in a huge raise, we put them all in. He calls with ace-queen, it's a clean run out, and we take it down. Next relevant hand, we have 2-5 of diamonds. We are in the hijack. It was a min-raised pot and limped around, so we just called. We have pretty good position, suited connected cards, so we don't mind playing this out of position. So we flop an open-ended straight draw. This guy leads for 55 cents into $1.05. Lots of implied odds here for the call. We got 2 players behind. He has $12 behind, so we definitely are coming along for the call. Lots of good cards can come for us. So no diamond, no 6, no 2. No ace. So kind of a dud for us, but we're not really going anywhere. There's still lots of money to be made from these guys if we should hit our hand. So it checks around. We have no problem checking. We don't want to get check raised here. So now ace comes out. This is kind of a great card, I think, because their ranges have aces in them, obviously, if they're still here floating. So we overbet a lot with bluffs. We decided to put an overbet in here, hoping that somebody has an ace, and this looks very fishy. Like if I had an ace, I would probably call, but they both fold, and we take that one down. So here we have 10-6, and this was a raised pot from under the gun +1, made it 35 cents pre, and it limped all around, so we were pretty priced in for a call. We call and we flop top pair, so we're going to lead with a beefy sized bet to try and get these guys out with any just over cards. Obviously, if they have an over pair, then we'll hear about it and we could get away from the hand. This guy goes on for 17 cents more and we call. He had ace 9, clean run out. We win with our 6. Here we have ace 10 of clubs. This was a limped pot around, so we 6x, 4x plus 2 limpers, 6x. We flop top pair, top kicker. There's a flush draw out there, and this guy had just limped, so I'm not really worried about any over pairs. So we lead, pretty beefy sized bet. He calls, so he could be on a flush draw. He could also have a 10 with us, like 10 jack or something like this. So we check it to him now, because if he did have a flush draw, we're not getting anything from him now because he misses flush draw. But we do induce bluffs with that check if he did have a flush draw, which is what happened. He puts all of his money in, and we're able to make a pretty easy call there, and we win that. So here we have ace king against, I believe this is the same player. He opened 5x under the gun. We are on the button, so we make it $2. Small blind folds, big blind, I believe, folds, goes back over to player 9, and he flats. So his range is kind of capped here. I don't really have any pairs in his hand. If he had queens, he would have came over the top. So this is a great flop for us. Obviously, we flopped top 2. We bet. He goes all in. We call. He had ace 10. He makes a straight on the turn, and then he wins that. So pretty frustrating. Sometimes you get the money in good and lose anyways, right? But that's variance. We end up getting it back from him anyway. So in this pot, he had opened pre-flop. We called with 4s. He led this flop, and we called. There's just not a whole lot. I don't know. I really just don't believe this guy. If he has showdown, there's a lot of 2-pair hands up here that he wouldn't be betting into with only $1, which is why we make the call, and he had king high. We win with our 4s. Here we have pocket queens, and we make it 4x in position. Pretty solid flop for us. He makes it 10 cents, so we're going to raise it up 70 cents. Not a lot of 3s in his range that he can call 4x pre-flop. So I'm not worried about this guy really at all. So a 10 comes out. Now we're just kind of hoping he has a 10, and we can extract value from him. So we put in some decent sized bets. Actions on him now. He makes it 70 cents. We're not worried about the flush. I don't know. This guy's kind of a calling station with me. I'm trying to get a lot of value from him. So we make it $3. Typically against normal players, that is a just call spot for me, because not a whole lot that I am beating would call a raise there, but I make an exception for that guy because he's kind of a station. But that's not a normal play that I would make. So here we are in the big blind with pocket queens, under the gun flats, and the dealer button, the button makes it 3x. So we raise him to $1.30. Jack high flop, so we have an overpair. We will continue with a good sized bet, about 75% of pot. Good turn card for us. We still have an overpair to the board. So we will put $3 in here and set him up for the river, where he just kind of has to call with whatever, because his stack is just so small. So we set him up for the river. He has to call. We win with our queens. Next relevant hand, we were on the button with Jack 8 of spades, and it was a limped pot, so we decided to call in position with a suited connector, medium strength hand. So 30 cents from our buddy number 9, and we get a call behind him. We call on the button, and then small blind, big blind also call. So obviously we only have flush outs now, right? There's no straight outs. We're literally just calling for our flush outs now. Pot's $1.90. Effective stacks are all around, smallest being $7 and largest being $11. So he puts $1, 90 cents into $1.90. Typically this isn't a call, but with the implied odds and all the players behind us that have been calling, it makes it a call for us. So we come along. Pot is now $5.32. $5.32, and it checks all around. So we have 3 callers behind. We're gonna go and just target. Even if we get a call from one of them, we're cool with. So we just overbet this pot, hoping somebody has 2 pair or something they can call with. But everybody folds, and maybe we lose some value there on the river. But with 3 players behind us and the pot being so big, I thought the odds of someone calling were pretty good. So it didn't work out that way. Here we pick up pocket 10s. It was a min raised pot and limped around. So we make it $1 in position. We get 4 callers, so the pot is $4.75 after the rake. We flop a set. This guy leads for $5. 9 goes all in. So in this case, I mean, if someone has Queen King, then you just lose. You know, like I have to call here. Board can pair. People are doing this with 2 pair hands and flush draws and stuff. So we're gonna look to just get all the money in here. And if someone does have King Queen, hopefully we win a side pot or something. No one had King Queen. We fade a flush draw. We fade a king that would have given the small blind a straight, and the board pairs. So we take it down. We eliminate 4 players. Well, not eliminate, but we stack 4 players there. So pretty good result. Here, under the gun, made it 20 cents. We flat in middle position with Jack King. Guy behind us flats in the button. Our player number 9, I think he made it 8x. So everybody calls around. We flop top pair. We check it to him, looking to check raise. I think we're looking to check raise here. I would hope we're check raising here and not just flatting with this flush draw out there and this strong hand that we have now flopped. So I think we think about bet sizing and what we need to bet here to get just one caller. So we end up making it 360. We kind of want just one caller here, but they both fold and we take it down. Here we pick up pocket aces. We are in the big blind, and player 8 makes it 12x open, so pretty strong by him. We don't mind putting $3 in there. We can put him on kings or queens, maybe ace king suited. So we flop obviously we have top pair and we have a backdoor nut flush draw. He open folds ace king of hearts, so that's that. Here we have 2-4 of clubs, and we raised this up to, I think, 60 cents. It was a limped pot. We're in position with a suited gapper, so we made the raise to 60 cents. So we've already shown strength. We have bottom pair and a backdoor flush draw, so we're going to continue here, repping a strong hand. And we raise this guy's 30-cent bet to $1. We get 2 folds, 3 folds, back to him. He just calls, so he's pretty weak, I think. Maybe he has pocket 8s or pocket 9s, maybe even a weak jack, like jack 9 or jack 8, and we've shown such strength, and we've only really played good hands at this table, so I think I could get him to fold it. And now we also pick up a flush draw to go with it. So we're going to keep showing strength here and in hopes to take it down, but not minding a call because we have our flush draw, and we could still take it away on the river. But he does fold, and we take it down. Here, the next relevant hand, we have 10 queen on the button, offsuit. It was a limped pot, and then player 4 just sat down. He made it 5x, and we call on the button in position to these players. So we go 4-handed to this flop. The pot is $2, and we flop a gut shot with 1 over. Effective stacks. We have a guy with $21, a guy with $24, and the pre-flop aggressor has $10. So potentially about $54 to win here. So he bets $1.10. We're going to go ahead and call with our gut shot. Like I said, implied odds are in our favor, and it's easy to get away from. I mean, we'll come along for our gut shot. We have about a 17% chance of the 9 coming out on the turn and river. So there it is. We hit our 9. So run good switches on for this hand, and player 4 has shown some strength here. So I think maybe he has an overpair. If he has like queen king or queen jack and a 10 comes, that's really bad for us. So we're looking to just go ahead and get it in here. We got the nuts. There's flush draws out there now. We're just going to charge him the max here with our hand. He's already invested a lot of his stack, and he had 2 pair. He flopped 2 pair, and we take that one down. Here we have king queen of diamonds. We were under the gun. We opened 4x, and we got 4 callers. So the pot is $2, and we flop a open-ended straight draw with 2 overs. There are 2 10s on the board, so I mean, obviously someone could have a 10 here very easily. Someone could have a jack. But our range has been pretty tight at this table, and we can sell a lot of really strong hands here. So we're going to raise and look to try and isolate people's strengths and figure out strengths here on the flop. So we make it 60 cents, and we get 2 calls, one in position to us and the other one out of position. We'll put in a little feeler bet here of $1, and player 8 actually folds, and 3 comes along, and he's been checking. Now we have our straight. I really don't think he has a full house, so I just go for max value here. We put in $5, and he folds. So we take that one down. Here we have pocket 4s, and we open a middle position 4x. We get raised to $1.35 and a call behind. Like I said, implied odds here. Player 8 has a huge stack. 7 has a decent sized stack. So we call and we flop a set. Now there's 3 hearts out there, so it's kind of a dicey board for us. I don't think anyone would open shove a flush, probably over pairs with a heart in their hand. So this is an easy call for us that we make. He had jacks with a heart. He misses and we win. And this was the last relevant hand we had. Okay, guys, so after that session, our bankroll is now up to $733 and some change. We are $17 shy of $750, which we will be moving up to the $25 buy-ins, and we'll be into season 3. It's going to be a pretty short season, like I said. That tournament place, the 4th place finish, really boosted the bankroll, and we pretty much skipped straight through season 2. So pretty cool, because now we're ahead of schedule. I wanted to move up a level per month. This is month 2, and it's looking like we're going to be into season 3 shortly. So all you guys, all the new subscribers on the channel, I know I added, I think like maybe 20 or 30 or so this week. Welcome to the channel. Thank you guys for joining us on this journey. Glad to have you guys along. And at the end of the series, I'm gonna do some type of a raffle. I haven't figured out how I'm going to structure it or figure out how we're going to do it, but we will be raffling off 10% of the bankroll to 5 subscribers. So 10% of the bankroll would be $6,000. So we'll raffle off $1,200 per subscriber. And I haven't figured out, like I said, how I'm going to do it. I think I might do it. I don't know. We'll look into that. We're pretty far off from that point, but that is what we're planning on doing here. So yeah, thanks for joining us, guys, and we'll see you for next episode. Have a great week.